Back in the day, football literally had no rules, but now everything is getting banned. Boots, headers, jerseys, and even people. Mean! Things are getting crazy down here. But not as crazy as what players wore, which cost the company billions. See, the World Cup was just around the corner, and Sony was looking to go viral after dropping their brand new headphones. And what better way to become a bestseller and have the world's most famous athletes rocking them? Sony had just signed a $280 million deal with FIFA, making it against the rules for players to wear any other brands. So at this point, they weren't just asking football stars to wear their headphones. Sony was forcing them to. And just to make sure the players followed the rules, the company went as far as giving free headphones to every single team. But when footballers went through their usual pre-game ritual, they realized that the headphones were trash. So they knew they had to stand up for what they believed in. But who would lead the pack? Well, a few days before the first game, Neymar risked everything and showed up with some Beats by Dre, and it was game on. Neymar put Beats by Dre on top of the world, so FIFA had no choice but to keep Beats by Dre banned from football. But at least what Neymar did wasn't illegal, cause what happened next almost caused an entire country to end up in prison. See, the 2022 World Cup was fast approaching, and football fans were pumped. Qatar was expecting a lot of supporters to fly in from around the world to support their national teams, but they didn't realize that they had to sound the alarm that alcohol was banned. Well, they couldn't tell that to the Germans because those guys absolutely love their beers. But while the banned items were becoming public knowledge, another controversial ban was released just a few weeks later. The One Love armband symbol was meant to be worn by countries such as England, Germany, and the Netherlands to show support for LGBTQ+ and same-sex campaigns. But in Qatar, it's illegal to be anything but straight, so the symbol was banned immediately. Banning armbands is not exactly cool, but towels? That's just crazy. See, for teams like Stoke City and Wrexham that specialize in deadly balls from long throwings, they often have to use towels provided by fans who place them at the pitch side to dry the balls and give them better grip. But all that is about to end. Because during a meeting a few weeks ago, the bosses at the front desk at the EFL decided that the use of these towels or other equipment that cleans balls before throwing them is no longer allowed. Maybe I was a little preemptive, because this makes a little bit of sense. But what if I told you that players have to keep their drip games back in the changing rooms? Well, that's for a reason. See, it's very common to see footballers wearing high-fashion outfits to interviews, parties, and even on match days. However, all of that expensive drips, like the chains, jewelry, bracelets, and the like, stay off the field for a reason. As part of their player protection guidelines, the governing bodies have banned all forms of jewelry from the game so that no one gets hurt from any accidental collisions. The only exemptions are wedding rings, cause obviously, football shouldn't be in the way of your wedding vows. The rules allow players to tape their fingers so nothing stands in the way of their commitment. Speaking of having tape on your hands, I wonder how it would hold up against the ban disallowing you from taking off your shirt. When it comes to shirts in football, the governing bodies have rules that guide them, including keeping your shirts on at all times. However, should you find yourself in a situation where you've scored a winning goal and decided to mimic Cristiano Ronaldo by removing your shirt, be ready to get it from the referee. The International Football Association body, IFA, stipulates that taking off your shirt after scoring is deemed unnecessary, and players are advised to avoid excessive displays of celebration. Such behavior is generally seen as poor sportsmanship. So, unless you're willing to receive a yellow card for showing off your physique, I suggest keeping your shirt on. But it's one thing to keep your shirts on, and another to actually have shirts to keep on, cause FIFA has some crazy rules on shirts too. It all started when Cameroon headed into the 2002 AFCON tournament with a rather bizarre jersey that one could easily be confused for a basketball-football jersey. Well, they took the day as the reigning champions of Africa, but there was no way they were going to rock that on the world stage with FIFA in charge of world football. FIFA was less than impressed with Cameroon's decision to launch these controversial kits for the World Cup and demanded they be replaced before the start of the competition. Keith Cooper, FIFA's spokesperson, branded them as vests and not shirts. "You can always expect something different from Cameroon, not only in shirts," he said while taking a jab at the then reigning African champions. But FIFA didn't stop there. Heck, they're even banning people now? So, Brentford striker Ivan Toney was found guilty of breaching betting rules. Toney was so addicted to gambling that he was diagnosed as a gambling addict. He even took it up a notch by betting on his own club to lose matches. Now, that takes a lot of guts. However, the English Football Association wasn't having any of it, so they slammed him with an 8-month ban and a £50,000 fine. But moving on, you probably have guessed by now that FIFA hates anything that goes against these rules, including the cool ones too. I'm talking about snoods. Yeah, they're gone. Back in the early 2010s, snoods started becoming a trendy fashion choice in the game. Once popular players like Carlos Tevez and Mario Balotelli began wearing them, everyone suddenly wanted one. But the then FIFA president, Sepp Blatter, was unconvinced. In a meeting with top officials later that year, Blatter expressed concerns about the safety of snoods, saying they could potentially strangle a player. But it isn't just shirts getting kicked out of the game. 'Cause I'm about to get kicked out, and you need to hit the subscribe button and drop a like on this video. Now, there are boot bans as well, and the Red Devils moved for a special version of boots to be banned after it cost them their star player. It was 2005, and Manchester United was on top of their game. Roy Keane was a total nightmare for defenders, but he soon got injured on the pitch from a ferocious tackle and was out for 2 months. When the scan results came in, Sir Alex Ferguson was convinced that bladed boots were responsible for the broken bones. In his words, "The bladed studs are a danger." United wasted no time banning all forms of bladed boots. But at least the bladed boots weren't trying to endanger the lives of endangered species. Because in 2007, when David Beckham touched down in LA Galaxy from Madrid, British animal welfare showed him a film of kangaroos being slaughtered. It was reported that these were the same kangaroos used to create his boots. So Beckham quickly switched to the normal synthetic boots, and in no time, the California Supreme Court banned the sale of kangaroo boots. Damn! But that didn't quite solve the boot problem, because apparently, some guy had a message for the Conservative Party. Wrexham's talisman Paul Mullen rocked custom-made boots featuring an offensive slogan about the Conservative Party. After the boots went viral, the team's owners, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, said everyone is free to have an opinion, and Mullen's actions were an unwelcome distraction. So they immediately slammed him with a ban. But Mullen wasn't the only one getting banned. See, it's no news that Neymar is a huge gamer who spares no effort in promoting his Fortnite events. So one time, he ditched his regular boots for some custom-made, incredible Fortnite boots. But the new UEFA rules ban all provocative messages with political and religious themes, as well as promotional messages from different brands. Sadly, as cool as the boots were, Neymar was never allowed to wear them. But footballers weren't the only ones taking the hit. See, the sponsor's logo on a goalkeeper's glove can't be larger than 20 square centimeters, and this means that any designs or branding on the gloves beyond these dimensions would be considered a rule violation. So goalies wear tape covering their gloves. Now, I can understand this kind of ban, but the Scottish FA banning repeated heading is just crazy. According to research from Glasgow University, former footballers were found to be 3.5 times more likely to die from brain diseases. This prompted the Scottish Football Association to ban professional footballers from heading balls the day before and after matches. Odd as it might sound, there's already a ban that limits heading during training sessions for under 12 teams across the country. Speaking about odd things, I bet you didn't know that Ronaldo spent his first paycheck on something totally illegal. Of course, there are levels to this shit, G, but Ronaldo is on a whole new level. And you want to click this video right here.